Hey guys, how is it all going? So, thank you so much for joining me for what is the Pope Exorcist movie review. And to get into the very simple short plot of this movie, Russell Crowe plays a priest who was sent to Spain to help a family whose young child has been possessed by a demon. And while Russell Crowe was there investigating this phenomenon, trying to help this child with this demon, we find out why the demon is there and why it specifically wanted Russell Crowe's priest to be there. Now, I've said before in a video, or probably in a couple of videos, I am a huge fan of exorcism movies. I don't know why, it's like a comfort blanket to me. It's like a warm, nice horror comfy blanket. I love them when they're fantastic, like your Exorcist, your Exorcist 3, the Exorcism of Emily Rose. I like it when they're even not that great. And I am looking at you, the devil inside, the last exorcism. And there's plenty more that I can't remember the name of nearly half of them. And I think the problem is when it comes to exorcism movies, very much recently, they're all the same thing. Nothing really stands out. You know, they all follow the same pattern. You could literally, if you watched one of these movies, you've watched pretty much all of them, unless they're like the top tier ones, like I mentioned before. So, I was looking forward to the Pope Exorcist. And especially as it has two of my favourite things. It's one of my favourite genres of horror, like I've just said. And one of my favourite actors are in this movie, Russell Crowe. And I watched the trailer to it, and I got excited for the movie, and I was looking forward to the movie. And now that I've checked the Pope Exorcist out, I can honestly say this. It's one of the better exorcism movies I have seen for a little while. Now, is it at the top end of the scale when it comes to The Exorcist and Exorcist 3 and The Exorcism of Emily Rose? No. But is it at the bottom end of the scale? Absolutely not. I would say the Pope Exorcism is in the middle to higher bracket. And there's a couple of reasons as to why I think this is. And one of them is a massive ace in the sleeve of this movie, which I'm going to get to. But to get into the positives of the Pope Exorcist, it's extremely well directed. I do like the director of this movie. I enjoyed his previous movie, which was Overlord, which I really liked. And I think he does a very solid job with this movie as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what more he does in the future. So I think this guy is seriously talented. I really do. So I think he did a great job with this movie. Also, I like all the performances in this movie. No one does a bad job in this movie. All the acting is pretty solid. And I'll give a special shout out to the young actor who plays the little boy who was possessed. I think did a tremendous job. You know, he had a lot of his shoulders with his performance. It easily could have come off as cheesy and corny, which sometimes it has come off in other exorcism movies, especially when it's children, obviously playing the characters that are possessed by the demons and stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't work, but I think this young lad did a fantastic job with his role, so absolutely well done with his performance. I think it really is worth mentioning. But the ace in the card, guys, for this movie, and I honestly do believe that no one else could have played this role, and I don't think would have elevated it to the level that it got for me, is Russell Crowe. I think Russell Crowe in this movie is absolutely brilliant. I loved his portrayal of this character, who is based on a real-life priest, by the way, and this is based apparently on one of the exorcisms that this, priest undertook. Now, I don't know how true it is to like real life or what happened. I will probably say Not much of it is true, to be honest with you, if you see the movie. But it's fascinating, and it's made me want to like kind of dive into this real life character as well, and just kind of look into his story and read up about him. But Russell Crowe plays this guy perfectly, and you can tell Russell Crowe is given 110% in this role, in this character, and really enjoying his time in this movie. When he has to be serious, when it gets dramatic, he is fantastic. In the lighter moments where he's like, he's kind of joking around and stuff, I think he nails it. I love Russell Crowe. I've been a fan of Russell Crowe for like over 20 years now. I love his movies that he's done. I love him as an actor. I think with any character or any material, you cast Russell Crowe, you will elevate that movie. And it 100% happened here with The Pope Exorcist. Russell Crowe elevated this movie to me to probably being like an okay movie, to being like, do you know what? I was actually highly entertained by that movie, and Russell Crowe was a massive, massive part of that. So, great job on his part. And there's also part in this movie, and I don't know whether you're supposed to laugh. You're probably not, but it's just my sick, dark sense of humour. When the kid is possessed, some of the stuff that the kid's coming out with just cracked me up. Like, I can't say half the stuff that he says, but I was in tears laughing. It tickled me. And I know you're probably not supposed to laugh in them moments, because in the movie there are comedy moments that you are supposed to laugh at. But some of the stuff, some of the shit that he comes out with towards his mother and like the other priest, and even towards Russell Crowe sometimes, I would piss at myself laughing. But like I say, I just think it's just my sick, dark humour that talks to you sometimes. So I don't think you're supposed to laugh, but I laughed anyway. But I found that great. I found it highly entertaining. Getting to the negative part of the movie though, like I said before, this isn't a game changer. This doesn't do anything different. This is pretty much by the numbers of what most exorcism movies are. You see all the same tropes, that the kid possessed, the kid saying all these profanities and weird things and saying fuck all the time, and you've seen it a million times before. There's kids possessed climbing up the walls and onto the ceiling, and windows are getting shattered when they're screaming, and then the kid's getting tied to the bed, and another kid who's possessed by the same demon starts like the taut, and you can hear all the bones crack, and then they crawl on the floor. You've seen it a million times before. The thing is, some of the movies do it better than others. Not many, but some do. And The Pope Exorcist does it better than most. But if you're bored with exorcism movies and you want to see something like really different, this isn't going to get you back on board with these movies, and you're probably not going to enjoy this movie as much as I did. Because like I said at the beginning of this review, I have a massive soft spot for exorcism movies, and sometimes the crapper, the better for me. I just find something in there that makes me really enjoy them. And I think sometimes the the more cheesy they are, like the more fun I have with them. I don't know why. It's just always been that way for me. Like I said, they're like a horrid, like comfy blanket for me. I can just put any one of them on. It doesn't matter. And it will pass like an hour and a half of my life, and I'll just be entertained by it no matter how bad it is. So take that for what it's worth in this review. But it's definitely up the higher end of the scale, this movie. I find it highly entertaining. If you're like me and you have fun with exorcism movies, I think you'll find a lot of positives and a lot to enjoy out of this movie. So I'm going to give The Pope Exorcist, I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. I think it's very much worth your time, but a lot of that is down to Russell Crowe's performance. He is massively the standout in this movie. If you're a fan of his, you'll find something to enjoy in this movie. If you like exorcism movies, you'll enjoy this movie. If you like Russell Crowe and exorcism movies like I done, you'll have a blast with this movie. You really will. So, guys, what did you think of the Pope Exorcist? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Please leave a comment below, guys. It is absolutely always a pleasure hearing from you. And, as always, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you again real soon. Take care, guys. Goodbye now.